Hey there, welcome to Strong Legs. My name is Georgie. I will be guiding you through this 30-minute burner class today. It is a lower body focus, tiny bit of core. All you will need for today's workout is a set of dumbbells. If you've got two of two different weights, perfect. Otherwise, one will do. And just a designated area, mat or a towel. Let's do it. We're gonna warm up. So to begin with, I want you to come just to the top of your mat. We're gonna stand with the feet just outside of shoulder width and just take a few big rock and rolls through these shoulders. So just lifting and lowering, controlling them back. Nice, and just bringing that heart rate and that focus down onto the mat. From here, we're just gonna drop through the chin, relax through the shoulders, and just come into a nice, slow, controlled roll down. So vertebrae by vertebrae, we're lowering down until those fingers touch the mat. And we're gonna extend all the way out into a nice, strong, controlled plank position. So squeezing through the core, squeezing through those glutes, nice spread fingers, nice, strong foundation, and just hold. So we're gonna get into that core just a little bit. Nice, last few breaths here. 3, 2, and 1. We're just going to gently walk ourselves all the way back up to that standing position. From here, we're just going to walk the feet a little bit closer together this time. We're going to come down into a chair pose. We're just going to sit down nice and low. So we're trying to draw the knees together, draw the inner thighs together. Imagine we're sitting the bottom back onto a little stool behind us, hands out in front. Engaging through the core, engaging through those glutes. From here, we're going to do the same thing. So we're just going to walk all the way out again into a nice, strong plank hold position. Squeezing through the core, squeezing through those glutes. And we're going to walk, bend the knees, bring it all the way back in to that another chair pose. So we're not coming up to the top, we're just holding down nice and low again. Knees, inner thighs, everything squeezed in nice and tight. Let's do it again, one more time. Reaching all the way out. Hold that nice, strong plank position. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to bring the knees down underneath those hips. So a little rock and roll, little shake out through the hips. From here, we're just going to lift one knee up. We're going to extend that leg back behind us. Again, strong through the shoulders, spread the fingers. We're going to point the toes. We're just going to lift and lower through that leg. Ever so slightly getting a little bit more awake through those glutes for 3, 2, and 1. We're going to tuck the knee back in underneath us. From here, we're just going to open it out. We're just going to get some circles happening through the hips. So imagine you've got paint on the edge of your kneecap, and we're just trying to draw a big wide circle, taking it out nice and wide, circling it around, bringing it all the way back in. It's getting some nice hip mobility, a little bit of glute activation here. Last one, open it out, tuck it back under, and plant that knee back down from here. Again, spread the fingers. We're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees up, just hold in that plank position for a moment. Nice. It's a little bent leg plank here. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently tap those knees back down, fold the toes, and we're going to alternate. Extend the next other leg out, press it out, and just come through some little pulses here. So pointing the toes, we're strong through the core, strong through these shoulders, lifting and lowering just for 3, for 2, and for 1. Now from here we bring the knee in, we open it out nice and wide, take a big circle around, and then tuck it back in line with the other knee. So through this position, we want to try and avoid tapping the knee down towards the ground. We're just trying to get a little bit warmer through those hips and those glutes. Nice, just for 4, 3, 2, last one, tuck it over. Nice, we're going to step those feet back. We're going to come out into a nice strong plank position. We're just going to walk out through a few mountain climbers. So just for 8, nice, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the feet back together, bring the knees, bend the knees in. We're going to gently come up, come back into that chair pose, and just hold. We're going to add just a gentle little bounce here, just for 5, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently bring it up, give those legs a little bit of shake out. We're just going to move the feet just slightly here. So we're just moving the feet around. Imagine you're trying to get as much coverage of your feet of a little circle. So you're trying to tap them in all different directions and angles. Nice, just get the feet moving. Try and cover as much ground as you can. The hips turned around, last few seconds. Just here for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hopefully we're nice and warm. Got the heart rate up just a little bit. We're going to come straight into it for our lower body burner. So we're going to start with some lateral bounds today. Very similar to an ice skater if you've done one of those before. We're going to start down nice and low on one side. We're going to bound from either side of the mat. We're on in 3, 2, and 1. Let's do it. So we're just going to jump from one side, catch and land each time. So the difference with this one is we're strong. We're sticking the landing each time. We're down nice and low. Control it side to side. Good. So if you can, try and get out a little bit longer each time. So we're down, we stick, control to lower. Good. So we want to try and avoid as much rock and roll as we can. We launch it out, we catch and control each time. Good. So sit it down nice and low, power it out. Good. Perfect. So the difference with this one is we're not getting down nice and low. We're trying to stay up nice and upright, engaging through the hips and those glutes the whole time here. Good. 10 seconds here. We're going to come into our bridges. So laying down nice and long. Last 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Coming all the way down, laying down onto the mat, feet down underneath the hips. Option to advance this one, you can take the hands up above the shoulders. And all we're going to do is we're going to drive the hips up nice and high. We're on in 3, 2, and 1. We lift it up, control to lower. So we really want to work through a bit of power this time. So squeezing it up, engaging the core, controlling to lower back down. So maximum hamstring burn here. Trying to work through the glutes each time. Good, make sure we're still articulating the spine each time. So there's that little pelvic tilt as we drive it up. Again, strong through the hammies, strong through those glutes. Perfect. Push it out. Nice. Awesome work, guys. We've got 8 more seconds. If you want to make it harder, you can hold it up, maybe pulse it out for the last couple. Otherwise, 3, 2, and 1. Gently melt it down. Control all the way up. All right, we're going to come back up. Back to that setting position. We've got a pop squat. And we're going to add a little tap, alternating hands each time. So we're going to pop it out, tap it down, up through center. Good. So try and keep the chest up, get the butt down nice and low. Alternate those hands each time. So we're going to make a little bit more on those obliques. As we touch the hand, we're reaching to the opposite ankle. So switching side to side. Good. Chest stays up. Energy stays up. Push it out. Good. Halfway here. Side to side. Keep it going. Nice. Nearly there. 10 to go. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Send it up. Little shake out of right. We're going to scoop up a set of weights this time. We're going to work through our RDLs or the remaining in deadlift. So soft bend at the knees. Imagine you're trying to slide the butt backwards. And all we're going to do is we're going to hinge the chest forward, slide the weights down just past the knee, and then drive the hips all the way up. So we're not bending too much through the knee. It's the butt or the glutes sliding backwards, and then we drive, lift it up forwards. So again, maximum glutes and hamstrings here. You want to get as low as you can until you feel that little grab through your hamstrings. That's your range. So slide the bottom back, back stays flat, chest goes low. Think about, if anything through this exercise, it is those hips sliding backwards. Imagine they're trying to press to the wall or to a chair or something behind you. Soft bend in the knees, hips slide back, chest lowers, feel that little grab on the hamstrings, and you're done. Good job. All right. From here, we're going to come into a squat with an oblique crunch. So fingers to temples. All we're going to do is we're going to squat it down, opposite elbow, opposite knee. So we're getting down nice and low and try and get that elbow to touch the knee each time. So again, think about depth, think about that engagement. Try and get the chest to rotate with you each time. Follow the elbows with the eyes or that gaze to get maximum rotation each time through this one. Good. Again, doesn't necessarily need to be quick here. It's all about control and power. How engaged can you get those glutes? Is it sitting down a little bit lower? Is it sucking the belly button in a little bit tighter? Nice. 8 seconds. Push it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Stand it up. Whew. All right, we're gonna get the heart rate up a little bit higher here. We're gonna work through some fast feet. So we're gonna work up the length of the mat. We're just gonna shuffle forward and back. All right, let's do it. So using the arms, we're gonna pump all the way up the mat to one end. We're gonna pump all the way down the mat to the other end. If this is too much, you can just do it on the spot, harder option. get a bit of movement happening with it. Good, so pump the arms, get the heart rate up the length of the mat. And again, the more steps you can take, the better this is. So we want to try and get maximum amount of steps, cover as much ground as you can. Beautiful. We will advance this the next time we go through it. For now, let's just get the heart rate and speed lifted as much as we can. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Grab a set of dumbbells. If a set's too much, you can just grab one. Otherwise, holding them both in one hand. We're going to take it in the opposite hand, come onto one leg. We're going to come into a controlled calf raise. So what we're doing is we're lifting up, hold, slowly controlling down. So lift it, hold it, slowly lower. So again, don't care for speed here. I care for control and that balance. The longer you can hold up nice and high, the better this is. So lift it, hold it, control, back down. If it does get too much, you can ditch the weights. Otherwise, try and keep it with you to make it a tiny bit more challenging here. Take that foot back behind if you need a bit more stability and try and focus on something. As you can see, when you throw your gaze around, it does make it a lot more challenging here. Awesome job. We've only got 6 seconds left. Burn up that calf. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Oh, that calf burn is good. All right, we're going to come back to those lateral bounce. This time, a little bit more dynamic, get a little bit more distance, and really stick that landing again. I don't care how fast it is. I want to see that control and that balance. We don't want to be rocking and rolling. We're sticking and we're holding it. Land, absorb that force. So again, this is all about intelligent strength training. I want every single rep to be spot on. If you need a break, take a break. Make sure that form is good. So we're not rocking and rolling, absorbing everything we can. Absorbing it through the ankle, the knee, the hip, and into that glute. So again, do as I say, not as I do. From side to side, stick and control. If you can make it a little bit harder, you can add a bit of height to it. So again, a little bit higher, stick, control that landing. If you need to, rather than rock and roll, I prefer you just tap the foot down for that little bit more stability here. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. From here, we're gonna come down into our bridges. So next set of bridges, option to advance this one through is to go just bridges the entire time, or just pulses, I should say. So laying down, hands up above the chest, hold if you want to. You can add that pulse, otherwise we're coming into that full articulation, driving up. So control down, hips high, squeeze at the top. So hamstrings are switched on, glutes are switched on, control it down, power it up, nice and high. Good. We're all gonna hold out and pulse for this second half through. We're there in 3, 2, and 1. Lift it, squeeze, hold, pulse, pulse. So we're actively pressing the knees out, hips are high. If you can manage hands up above the chest, hold, pulse it out. We've got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently roll it down, bring it all the way up. All right, pop squat with that little tap. Whew. So feet are outside of shoulder width, jumping down, opposite hand, aiming towards that opposite foot. So we're to center, down and switch. Good. So chest up, butt back, lower it down, switch it over. So again, aiming for depth. We want to make sure we're not hinging too far over. We're staying low, switching it side to side. So get low, get it down. Good. 30 seconds. Nice. Push it out. Over halfway here, guys. Push it. We're going to come into our RDLs next. So again, heart rate's going to lower a little bit. Get as much out here while you can. Good. 10 seconds. We're going to scoop up those weights next. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Grab your weights. Try and go a heavier load. So the heaviest weights you've got are the perfect for this set. Feet just outside of shoulder width. Soft bend in the knees. Chest is open. We slide the hips back. Lower the chest down. Feel that pinch in the hamstrings. Lift it all the way back up. Soft bend in the knees. Hinge it all the way over.
drive the hips up to top. Good. So again, as you get fatigued, think about form. 3 things to think about here. Core sucked in, hips slide backwards, pinch in the hamstrings, lift to top. Hinge it back, drive it up. Good, nice straight back. I lied, 4 things. Good, hinge it over, drive it up. Nice. So this should be pretty intense at the top of the hamstring where it sort of meets onto that glute, and ideally through the mid-length of that hamstring. Last 3, 2, and 1. Drive it up. Awesome. All right, squat with that oblique crunch. So feet outside of shoulder width, fingers to temples. We squat it down, opposite elbow, opposite knee. So again, this one, not necessarily about form. I want the deep squat, knees tracking out, and as you crunch, get the elbow nice and wide. Good. Form necessarily, form over speed here. Good. Perfect. Awesome work, guys. We're gonna get the heart rate up with our fast feet. Up next, again, sitting down as low as we can. 15 seconds left here. Get that chest rotating too. We've got 10. Nice. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, this time, 2 options were we can slide back and forth up the mat. Otherwise, we're gonna take 2 steps for every shuffle. So, feet going forward and back. Let's do it. So we're going 2 forward, 2 back, 2 forward, 2 back. Get the heart rate, get the feet moving, get the arms moving too. So 2 forward, 2 back. If that's too much, slow it down. Still too much, we're just shuffling forward and back. Up to you if you can. We're trying to get those feet moving. Again, core is on, glutes are on, fast feet. I want the feet to move separate to the top half of the body. Nice. So just forward and back. Imagine you're running in and out of a ladder. All about this dynamic cardio burst here. Good. You can get the arms moving here as well. Beautiful. Nearly there. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. All right, last one here is that weighted calf raise. So scoop up your weight or both, whatever you did last time. Critical this one, focus on something if you can. Might be something down in front of you, might be something on the wall, and all we're gonna do, opposite hand, with that weight, we lift it, hold, slowly control to lower. Good, so we're up and down. Good. So we really wanna control the lift, pause at the top for a moment, and then control it all the way back down. Good, so hold and lower. Good. So again, that weight is just throwing you off balance a little bit. That's what we're aiming for here. So if you get the rocks and wobbles, as you can see, I am. Totally fun. That's what we're aiming for. We're challenging that ankle and calf strength here. So try and take it as slow as you can while you can balance. Focus in on something that will help. If it does get too much, ditch the weight. We might like to gently tap or tuck the leg back behind the other leg. Last one, up and down. Good job. Alrighty, first set is done. Have a little sip of water, a little shakeout. So again, a little bit of a cardio burst, but really focusing on that intelligent strength training, right? We're focusing on those right areas, activating in the right way, and making sure every single rep we do is spot on. I promise you, you will thank me later on. So enjoy this little break we have here. Might need to wipe down your area, have a little mini sip of water. We're gonna get into set number 2. So as I said, only a 30-minute class. It's a little burner here. So second effort, we're gonna work a little bit more on those glutes. We're gonna start off with a donkey kick. We're gonna come down into all fours, flatten out through that hamstring, drive the heel up towards the ceiling. We're there in 3, 2, and 1. So knees, that nice 4-point kneel. We flatten out through the foot, we bend through that knee, and all we're doing is we're just driving that heel up towards the ceiling. So we want a nice long line from the hip all the way through to that knee. The foot is flat towards the ceiling. Try and drive it in towards the bottom if you can a little bit. So try and shorten the angle from the glute to the heel. And we're just pulsing it all the way up towards the ceiling, squeezing that core in nice and tight.
We're stabilizing as well through our other glute, driving it up, controlling it back down. Good, 10 seconds left here. We're gonna press that leg out nice and long. Come into a little rainbow kick. In 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna point that leg out nice and long. Stay in this position, spread the fingers, we're strong through those shoulders. We're gonna tap the foot out wide to one edge of the mat. We're gonna tap it behind us to the other side of the mat. Good, so we're just going side to side. You might find in this one that the stabilizing glute, so the glute of the leg that you're not moving, starts to switch on. That's totally fine. As we cross that leg over, it just has to stabilize that leg a tiny bit. So that's totally normal if we're feeling that. Try and maintain a little bit of height here. Again, strong through the shoulders, strong through that core. Side to side, perfect. Nearly there, guys. Push through here. We've got 10 more seconds. We're gonna come into a curtsy lunge. We're really gonna superset the glute on this one. We're there in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lifting up. We're gonna scoop up a set of dumbbells for this time. So grab a set of dumbbells. Again, all it is just to center a bit of that weight. We're gonna step it back. We're gonna work through the same glute we just did. So we're gonna step, the leg that you had back, here's the stabilizing leg. We're gonna step it back, step through, add a knee tuck. So step it back, curtsy lunge, stabilize, drive that knee up. Step it back and pull through. Good. So again, just working all different angles of this glute to both stabilize through that load and then both fire as we activate and drive it up. If you want to make this a tiny bit more challenging, as you come to stand, you can add a curl. Otherwise, just keep going with that leg moving and those arms stabilizing back by the sides. Good. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Drop those weights down. We're gonna come into an ankle reach. We're gonna get a little bit more into the core, give that booty a little bit of a breather here. So laying down onto our side. We're gonna go fingers to temples. We're gonna hold up. We're gonna reach around. Little karate chop to one ankle, back through center, karate chop to the other. So what I really want you to do is stabilize through the core the whole way through this. We're up in that slightly lifted position, reach around, back through center, other side, back through center. Good. So we're active the entire time. I want the whole chest to reach around as we reach for that ankle. The higher up and further around you come, the more activation you're gonna get through that belly. Good, 15 seconds. Keep it going here. All the way through, we've got 10. Nice, nearly there. 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. We're gonna roll straight over into a side plank. So we're gonna bring the forearms down, stack those feet, lift the hips up nice and high, drive it all up towards the ceiling. Let's do it. So we're lifting, we're holding. Nice, so the shoulder is directly above the wrists. We reach that hand up towards the ceiling. We scoop the hips up as high as we can get them, and we just hold it there. Option to make this a little bit harder. We can lift that top leg up and hold it here. Otherwise, we tap it back down. If it's still too much, you can come down to the knees and tap the feet. We'll tuck the feet back behind you. Otherwise, we are halfway. Let's try and hold. Make sure we're actively rolling that hip just an inch forward. We don't want to tilt too far back. We're trying to just roll the hips slightly and really find that nice, tight, oblique burn. Lift that top leg up if you can. Just for the last 10 seconds here. Squeeze and hold. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Bring it all the way down. We have 2 exercises left here. We're gonna work through a hip plank and add a sit up into this one. So a little bit of glutes and hammies and then a little bit of core. So we're gonna come into that bridge position, leg out nice and long. We've got 2 bridges. We're gonna lower the butt back down. We're gonna sit all the way up and reach towards that ankle. We lower back down, 2 bridges, lower it down, sit and reach all the way up. So a little bit of core, a little bit of those glutes. We're just gonna work through one leg first, lap through. Next time we revisit this exercise, we'll work through the opposite side.
Good, again, slow and controlled. Option to make this harder is to not let the hands touch the ground the whole way through. So they're up for 2, and then they scoop us as we come into that sit up. Good, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, grab a weight. The last one is purely core. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit up into a sort of seated position, bring the legs tabletop. We're gonna come through a bicycle, and we're just gonna rotate the weight underneath the legs. So we're nice and straight through the back, open through the chest, extending one leg down. As that leg comes back through center, we pass the weight underneath. Good. So point it out nice and long. We're open through the chest, flat through the back, and we're just passing that weight underneath the leg each time. Doesn't need to be a big weight for this one. Your core will know what's happening. Make it a little bit harder. Just sink a little bit further back and bring the knees up that tiny bit higher. Good. Push it out. 10 seconds here, guys. Nice. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, 3 laps down, 1 to go. We're gonna come back to all those exercises one more time. You are all done for your 30-minute lower body workout. So spread the fingers, knees down underneath those hips. We extend that leg back, we bend the knee, and we pulse the heel up towards the ceiling. Good, so squeeze the belly, squeeze those glutes. We drive that heel nice and high up towards the ceiling. So we're really strong through the core in this one. Again, trying to drive the heel, if you can get it, towards the bottom. So I know it's hard, you might find as you fatigue, the heel goes back. We're gonna try and keep the knee lifted in line with those hips and that heel as close as you can get it towards the bottom and then up towards the ceiling. Good, strong through the core, strong through that lower back. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck it back underneath. Good. Stay strong through the shoulders. That nice wide foundation here through this exercise. We press it out long. We're going to tap that foot back to one side of the mat, lift it, and bring it over to the other. So again, strong through the lower back. We want to avoid arching through the back. We want to be strong. Switch on here. Switch on through that mid back as well. So from one side, control to the other. Again, core is on. Glutes are on. Swing it from one side, control to the other. So the glutes are hopefully starting to burn a little bit more here. Push it out. Good, 20 seconds. Belly stays sucked in, point the toe. Nice. Nearly there, you've got 10. All the way through. Good, 3, 2, last 1. Good, tuck the knees in, scoop those weights up. We're working through our curtsy lunge with that little knee lift. So the leg that we just worked is the one that is stepping forward. We sweep back and around, lower down, transfer feet, drive that knee up. So swing it around nice and low, transfer the weight, drive that knee all the way up. Good. So we want to really make sure we're getting that foot flat. We're driving it up, we're really keeping the hips square, but getting that back foot as far around as you can manage. So swinging it around, getting low, drive it up. Again, similar to the other side. If you want to make this a bit more challenging through that stability, add that curl at the top. Otherwise, if you're happy to just smash it out as we're going, keep going. Good. 10 seconds. Nearly there. 3, 2, last one, down and lift. Good job, ditch those weights. 4, now we're gonna come into our ankle grabs. So again, getting a little bit more into the core and those obliques. Laying down onto our back, holding that crunch position, we reach around, tap the ankle back through center, other side. Good. So by this point, we are starting to get a little bit fatigued. Everything starts to wear off a little bit, that form, that intensity. Let's set a goal and get there. So we've only got, what have we got? 3 exercises left after this one. and you are finished for that little 30-minute burner class. You might challenge yourself to go the advanced option in every single one, or you might just try and get through them all without having a little breath. Good. Whatever you do, last little bit here, guys. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Swing all the way out. We're gonna come into that side plank. So making sure we're working the opposite side. Down into that forearm, shoulder directly above that elbow. Nice and long, stable through the forearm. Lifting up, stacking onto those feet. Hand up towards the ceiling, hips high, everything nice and strong. And just hold. Actively try and lift the hip up nice and high. Good option to advance this one. You can lift that top hip up, or that top foot up, I should say, and just hold it there. If it is too much, totally fine. Lower the knees, tuck the feet back behind you. Otherwise, 20 seconds, guys. Core sucked in, hips are high. Squeeze it over. Make sure we're rolling that hip actively forward, not too far, just enough to feel that little pinch in the side body. Lift that leg up. Last 10. Almost there. Hips high for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, 2 to go. We've got a hip raise and that sit up. So we're laying down onto our back. Again, making sure we're using that opposite leg. We're coming into that bridge to start with. So we lift for 2, we lower, we roll up, reach towards the foot. Slowly control back down again. Advanced option was the hands up towards the ceiling and then sit all the way back up through it. Control to lower, hands lift, and then sit all the way back up. Good, so hamstrings should really feel this one. The foot's a tiny bit further away from those glutes. This is a really great exercise for runners. Really good to control that hamstring strength. Add a little bit of core onto this movement. Nice, push it out here. You have a final 6 seconds. Nearly there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Scoop that dumbbell up. We've got our bicycle figure eights to finish, and we're done. So, coming into that seated position, again, nice flat back, legs to that tabletop position. We extend one leg out, and we take the weight underneath each time. So try and point through those toes to make this a bit more challenging, and bring them up through that tabletop position each time. Good. Make it a bit harder. Come a little bit further back. Point the toes. Squeeze it out. We've got 30 seconds left here, guys. If you want to make it a bit more intense, maybe speed it up a tiny bit. Really get the lower abdominals working here. Otherwise, under 20 seconds. Push it out. Nice. Nearly there. 10 seconds. Straighten out through the back. Relax through the shoulders. Legs long. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Come all the way up. Nice. We're gonna roll around. We're just gonna come into a little bit of a child's pose just to finish us off. So take the knees out nice and wide. We're gonna sit back onto those heels. We're just gonna walk the hands all the way forward. And we're just gently lowering the chest down towards the mat. You can gently rest that head. Try and sit the heels back, the glutes back onto the heels, and just take a few deep breaths here. So breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good job. Last one. In through the nose, hold at the top just a moment, then out through the mouth. Good. Gently lifting all the way up. We're gonna come into that figure 4. Just take a little swing side to side with those hips. You might take a little cat and cow. Whatever feels good here. A bit of motion through those hips and that lower back. Otherwise, you're gonna roll all the way up. You are all done. Thank you so much for joining me today for your strong legs class. 30 minutes. Good job. See you next time.